Hey, Mom. How are you?
Hey, Mom
You
Jones.
snuck up on us today. You snuck up on us.
It didn't even tell us somebody was in the
I
room.
know. We've just been talking away. If other people are there, we apologize for our casual banter back and forth.
I don't apologize.
No?
Nope.
Well, it's, it is true. It is easier for me to apologize than for Camille.
I have nothing to apologize for.
That's what I hear quite often. Often. How are you, Mom? As others are coming in, let us know who's here. We'd love to say hi to you.
Who's here? Because obviously Facebook is not trying to
It's
tell us
playing with us.
somebody's here.
Oh, you didn't hear any of it, Mom? Well, Camille wasn't
It's
sorry
okay. I'm
anyway.
not apologetic anyway for what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah. So there we
Why
go.
does this keep popping up? This is weird
Yeah,
today.
Facebook is doing a lot of things behind the scenes, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll just give people just a minute or two, other people to join us as well. We're excited for those of you who are here. Looking forward to sharing with you all this week on Weekly Wisdom. We are praying for a lot of people who are going through a lot of things,
Yeah.
and certainly want to keep friends, family, and everybody lifted up today. Uh, our community is the type of community that holds one another up. And so today, I just want you to know that somebody cares. Sometimes we wonder, does anybody care? Does anybody even, do I matter? Will you matter?
You matter because I know because God just has me praying for people that I wouldn't naturally just pray for. Um, so yeah, he drops folks in my mind to pray for. So we all matter because somebody's praying for us and we don't even know it a lot of times.
Yep, yep. Reminded of the old song, somebody prayed for me, had me on their mind, took the time to pray for me. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And so, over the last several years, not everybody, but there's a lot of people who passed that I felt like were prayer warriors who I knew they were lifting me up, whether that be my godmama or my nanny, or various people. And so it falls on us to make sure that we are the new school prayer warriors that are holding each other up. And so we're praying for you. You pray for us, and we believe that everything is going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Even with these Facebook pop up messages that are coming that we don't know what they're
Yeah,
about.
but did you read that?
Nope. But no.
I don't know. It says something about the FPS is too low.
Yeah. Who the FPS? Federal Protective Services. What do you think it is? Facebook policing system.
I don't know.
Uh,
Can you hear us well, Mom Jones? Or whoever's on here?
frame rate is too low. Please set the frame rate to 15 to 60 FPS.
What does that
We
mean?
don't know what that means. So we hope you hear us. Let us know. And we're going to stop worrying about these pop ups and keep going as long as you let us know, whoever you are, that you can hear. I can. I like that, Mom. I like that. Good. That's good
Yes, I
news.
can.
I
Yes, I
can.
can. Can I? Can. Oh, I can. Oh, if I want it. Yes, I can. Can. That's it.
See, I went to a whole nother thing. I went to John P. Key, but I can't sing it. I can. I will. I shall.
I must.
I must.
Then I
I
shall.
shall survive. Any survivors with us today? So you started some things. Philippians 4 and 13 says, I can do all things. We can do it. We can talk about anything. I can. I can. I
Okay, I'm
can.
glad you can hear us.
We're glad. Thank you for the inspiration of hearing us.
So the FPS does not affect
Yes.
the hearing.
Yep. The
The
followers.
hearing of the word of the
Yes.
Lord.
The followers prohibiting service. FPS. We don't know what that means, Facebook. So We'll try to find out later. But you telling
later.
us all in the middle of our little thing where we in our community thing. So it just says too low FPS. Well, maybe we should go higher. Anybody want to go higher? All right, all right. So I know we've. It's been quite a week. It's been quite a week, and I'm excited about the good things that are happening. And I know Camille has a lot of good things that have been happening that she has been stewarding and working with and praying about and
Yeah.
praying and working and praying and working and working and praying, that combination. And so yeah, that's,
Yeah, so, those who were here last week know that I've been going through some stuff. And it's just been a really stressful time for me. And, we talked about, fighting against anxiety and stress. We talked about not giving in. The biggest thing that I said last week was uh, don't settle for the no. If you get a no, keep searching for that yes. And so, and I said that this week, last week now, I said going into last week, I am going to be brassy.
mm-hmm.
I was putting on my armor because I knew I had to go into another week I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a fight. I knew it was going to be searching for my yes. So that's how I went into the week. Tired,
Mm-hmm.
but my mind was set and focused that I got to see this thing through. So on Wednesday morning, it was like 5 something in the morning, I got a vision, and I hadn't been getting much sleep already, but I had this vision early in the morning, so I had to, pull myself awake to write it down. Because for those of you who have dreams and visions, you know that if you don't write this stuff down, you're not going to remember details. You might not even remember. You might not remember that you had the dream or vision, or you'll remember that you had it, but you won't remember what happened. So a lesson in that is when God gives you dreams and visions, or if he gives you audible words, you should write this stuff down. Keep a journal. I keep all my stuff in my notes app in my phone. But yeah, write this stuff down because you will need to go back to it to study it. Sometimes you get revelation out of a whole other piece of the dream or vision that you didn't get the first time. Anyway, that was just a side note about dreams and visions. But yeah, Wednesday, I had a vision. Let me pull it up because I don't remember all the details. So because I wrote it down at 5 something in the morning, I can go back to it and read this to you guys. So my vision was, the setting was a football game. I was at a football game, and there was a team wearing red and white uniforms. And the other team was not the focus of my vision, so I really don't remember what the other team looked like. But it was clear that this team wearing red and white uniforms was the focus for the vision God was giving me. So this team was down in points. They decided, disclaimer, I know nothing about football, so if some of this doesn't make sense, I'm just putting in the words that I can use to just describe what I saw. Anyway.
Reference, remember how we watched the Super Bowl. Keep going.
So the team wearing red and white uniforms, they decided to kick the ball for a field goal of some kind or something. So the kicker kicked it. It hit the side pole, and most at the game, I remember there was a whole crowd, but I couldn't tell, and nobody in the crowd, not even the players, could tell if the football went into the goal, if it was in bounds. So after a few seconds, it was called that it went in, and the crowd just started going, cheering, just like what would happen at a football game, right? They were cheering because that kick won the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the announcer excitedly yelled, 55!
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end of my vision. So I know that the number 5 represents spiritually grace. It represents abundance or abundant grace, favor, abundant favor, things like that. And the gist of the vision that I got, the conclusion I came to was this game will be won by grace.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
knew that it had to do with the situation I've been toiling with.
Mm-hmm.
So Rajel and I, we always share our dreams and visions because it's helpful to sift through and get the spiritual interpretation. Rajel is really good at interpreting my dreams and visions, and we hash it out. We work. Some are harder than others. Some are more simple than others to figure out. But I wanted to get his take on it. Because I figured there was probably, some intricacies that I wasn't, putting together from that vision. So I checked with him to see what he thought, and these are just some things that he told me. So the red and white stands for blood and purity. Red is, the blood of Jesus. White is pure. So this was the Lord's team. I love that he pointed that out. I knew it was something significant, but I couldn't put the words together about what was special about that team. So yeah, it was the Lord's team. It looked like the team was losing. Couldn't tell if the last effort worked with that kick. But the decision was made by the authorities that they won. The decision was up to the officials that were on the field. They were the ones that made the call for the win, for the game. And then of course, 55, he said we win by grace. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was like, okay, so this is Wednesday, right? So mind you, Sunday I said I'm going into this week brassy. Got my bronze. What were we talking about with the
brazen?
Brazen, yeah. My brazen courage. I went into the week with brazen courage. I was brassy. Monday was hard. Tuesday was hard. Wednesday was hard. Although, I don't know if I said this last week, through this whole situation I've been dealing with, oddly enough, I felt the presence of God so many times. And that's just been a weird experience for me, to feel God so much. And so I'm like, okay, that helped me to know that, well, I'm probably supposed to be going through this. It's not fun, but God is here with me. And so that has helped me a lot to be able to feel God. And when I was getting, tough calls and stuff like that, and having to make tough decisions, I felt God's presence. There is such a difference when it's just you dealing with the situation and you don't have any affirmation from God. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's been hard, but to feel God, way better than just going and feeling alone. So, we get to Wednesday. I have this vision Wednesday morning. Wednesday still was hard, okay? But after the vision, I'm like, all right, I have expectation. Mm-hmm. I hope it wasn't something I ate or my allergy medicine that had me weirded out, just coming up with, a vision like that. But I really feel like that was God. Like, it was just, it felt like it. So Thursday was hard. Thursday was even more bad news. Thursday was like, it's probably not going to work type of news. Thursday was like, well, we're just letting you know it's probably going to go this route. And then when it goes this route, it would have to be this, it would end up being this terrible thing. So I'm still thinking like, okay, why would God give me that vision? Well, I know why he would give it, because he's letting me know, chill out. But it's really hard to chill out when you keep getting like all this bad news, right? Mm-hmm. And stuff that to make the situation look like it's impossible, or it's going to take God to do this, right? Well, that's what it was going to take. So Friday was the day was a decision day for this team of people who were meeting about the situation. And I realized, oh my goodness, this decision is up to this team of people. And it made me think about, of course the vision comes to mind, and I'm like, I think this is it. And so then when I talked to the person who said, okay, we're about to go into the meeting, I get off the phone and I'm like, I'm antsy because I'm like, I just want the answer. And I'm telling Rajel, I'm like, it's weird because I'm a little excited. And this is like a really bad situation, but I'm excited because I think I know what the end's going to be. I just want this lady to call me back and tell me, we good. Yes. Tell me the yes. So I don't know. It was probably about 4 hours later on Friday, I get the call and the team decided yes. Y'all, I got my yes. Okay, I had to go all the way through the week, and it came Friday, but I got the yes. And guess what? God already told me on Wednesday it was coming. I was a little nervous still, but that vision really helped me. When it came down to it, when stuff was even worse, news was coming, to just hold on to that. And I was reminding God, I know what you said to me. Even through the week, God was downloading worship music, songs to me, where I was reciting, "You are faithful," "You are faithful, oh so faithful," stuff like that. And I just kept singing it because you get that stuff. First of all, if God has given it to you to sing it, He's reminding you. But if you also let it out, you're declaring it. The atmosphere is shifting as you say it. And so this was just like really a time, probably the last 3 weeks, of just really, going through a hard situation and keeping my focus on the Lord, because that's where my help was coming from. I had days where, I love worship music, but there were days where like I was getting phone call after phone call of bad news, hard decisions, folks I had to, go hard on because stuff was not being handled correctly. And I just played worship music the whole day because I needed strength. So anyway, I got my yes, and I want you all to be encouraged, and even the ones who watch this on a replay. I want you all to be encouraged that God sees you. He's with you. We're not exempt from hard times. We're not exempt from hard situations. But if you avail yourself, God will give you what you need in the situation. He will download reminders into your spirit that you say audibly, so that you're putting that out into the atmosphere. Just this is the other thing I wanted to say too, is that I learned that it doesn't matter how you win, in this situation, it was grace that won the game.
Yeah.
Grace can cover it all.
That's a good word. That's a good word. And so we win by grace. And as she's having all these experiences, like here I am waking up in the morning, like with certain songs on my heart that I don't even know that good, and looking up. So one of them that came to my mind is, "Great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name." Yep. Great.
Great is your faithfulness to me. That's a song that was down in my spirit too, that God put in me, and I had to sing that too. Like, it was just, he was reminding me that He's faithful. He is faithful, and y'all, I experienced it firsthand. He is faithful.
Yeah.
There's nothing like when you go through a situation for yourself and like all that stuff we recite that, you know, we heard growing up in church. We've heard our grandparents and parents saying all this stuff, but I can tell you right now, God is faithful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We win
By grace. Yep.
So,
or this
go
other
ahead.
thing, and or on the or another way it was coming was grace wins the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grace will win the game.
Yeah. So, because there's a little bit of football illiteracy, let me say this. So when the kicker kicked, and it sounds more like an extra point, maybe field goal, that's fine. When the kicker kicked,
I don't know.
there was, at that point, the team had done everything the team could do. Worked and prayed and worked. The team, like, the time had expired off the clock. There was no more action that the team could take to bring the victory into fruition. And for some of you, there are some situations where you've done everything that you know to do. You've prayed, you've cried, you've prayed, you've worked, you've prayed, you've done the effort. And there comes a point in time, and this is where grace comes in. This after we've done everything that we can to do, everything we know to do, the only thing that we have left, it's then out of our hands.
Yeah.
And there's some situations that I know you want to finagle it and work it. You want to figure out if there's some other angle. And I don't know who I'm talking to today, but you've been worrying. Oh my goodness.
Having
You've
anxiety.
been anxious.
No sleep.
You've been starting to like strategize stuff that is not even the right stuff. Like, and so the thing is, there comes a point in time, and in that vision, and in that situation, it wasn't up to her anymore.
No. There was no other call I could make. No other idea that I had.
And so then it's in someone else's hand. And we struggle with that because at that point we feel like we are totally out of control. And here's the sad reality, we are. There are some situations that we do not have any control over, but thanks be to God that He is sovereign, that He has all power, that He remains in control of out of control scenarios. Oh God, I feel that thing.
Man.
He remains in control of out of control situations and scenarios and conditions and prognosis and all of this stuff. He is not shaken. He is not moved. He is not anxious. He's not worried. He is all powerful. He is all knowing. He is all the way God. Oh my goodness. And so it comes to a point of decision where the officials have a decision to make. But guess what? He will begin to move on the officials.
I gotta say this too. I knew exactly how to pray for that meeting to go. I knew exactly how, like what words to use, knowing that this team was going to meet about this specific decision. So with that vision, like it gave me so much direction. And even so too, it's showing you how God knows the end from the beginning. He told me on Wednesday I was gonna win. I was still, nervous, but I had that held in my heart too, that I was gonna win.
And He aligned certain people to be in the meeting, in the decision room, that He gave favor.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. He gave favor to Camille for. He allowed them to be in the room advocating, being a voice in a desert, in a wilderness, in a situation where they knew more insight. She had shared certain insight, and there was the right person in the right room for God to use. And then they messed around and had a faith lens with it too.
Yeah.
So,
This person was praying over the last 2 weeks for the situation for me.
mm-hmm,
She,
mm-hmm,
I've never seen this person a day in my life, but it touched her so much that every time we would communicate, she was like, I've been praying for you guys. I've been praying for you. I've been praying for this situation.
mm. It's putting the right people in the right rooms with your name. Your name is going in rooms that your body's never been in. This is a word we've received before, and is applicable. It's your name is in the mouths of people who have never met you. You are in rooms that you've never been in. That's how God carries your favor ahead of you. Oh my goodness. He carries your favor ahead of you to influence the things that he wants to align for your life. That's good news to me. I wish somebody was excited with me. And so, in this vision that she had of back to the football game, the kick was made. It was up, and it was one of those things where you couldn't tell with the naked eye if it went through the uprights or not.
Oh, they're called uprights?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Goalposts,
The goal.
uprights, goalposts.
Okay.
That can be appropriate as well. And the uprights, right?
How God gonna give me a vision about a sport I don't know anything about?
Because his strength is made perfect in our
He
weakness.
he does what he does what he wants to do.
And so the referees, the officials, had to review. Oh my goodness. They had to review the play to be able to determine what happened and what would be the outcome. So the decision came back after the review. So it wasn't like a definite. It was a, I don't know if this gonna work or not. You have any I don't know if this gonna work or not situations in your life? Oh my goodness. All you can do is run your play and wait for the decision. So the game was won not only by grace, the game was won by decision.
Right.
Which brings me to another sports analogy. Boxing, if the fight is close, at the end of the fight, the two people stand in the ring and the judges cast their votes. The officials cast their votes, and if it's not won by a knockout, like if you knock the person out and they can't get up, then you won, right? But if there's no knockout, then the only way that you can win is by decision. And there are some things in your life today, oh God, that God is going to action on your behalf that you might not have won by a knockout, and you wanted to see it just be a trailblazing victory, but it was close. It was close, too close to call. So they have to go to the scorecards of the judges, and he is in. Oh God, he's in the ear of the judges. He's in the ear of the officials, and you're about to win by decision. Oh my, it's his decision. You're about to win by decision. I wish somebody would really be understanding what I'm talking about. There's some doors that you've been hoping would open that you're not sure if they're going to open or not. God says you are about to win by decision. There's some opportunities that you don't know if you're going to qualify for, if they're going to be presented to you. You are about to win by decision. Oh God, it's not a landslide. It's not an obvious victory. It could go either way. It could go either way situations in your life, but you are about to win. Oh my goodness, I just looked at my shirt. You are about to win by decision. Win. You see that? You see Mr. Monopoly, the Parker Brothers throwing it. He's winning. Yeah.
This is the other thing. So, Minister Jackson, some of y'all know him. He always says, and I've always held on to this. He said, favor is better than money.
Yep.
My situation, there was no money that could have convinced the officials, the decision makers. In fact, some money was needed. There was finances that were needed for this decision. So it's the favor of God. That 55, y'all, the 5. And I mean, it was, so God didn't put just one 5, in that vision. It was two of them.
Mm-hmm.
I call that abundant grace,
Mm-hmm. Double.
abundant favor. So there was no money that could have changed this situation to be the yes that I needed it to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was favor
Mm-hmm.
that did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, favor is better than money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I'm reminded. I know we've reviewed this scripture not long ago, and I don't remember where it's found again. But thanks be to God, who always causes us to triumph. But the word that sticks out in that verse to me right now, with the context of what we're talking about today, is causes. He causes me to triumph, not me. I didn't cause me to win. Thanks be to God who always causes. That means he goes into action. He rearranges some things. He puts the right people in the right places. He is almost like the game is rigged. He's making sure that his people win. His team, the red and white.
Yeah.
Those washed in the blood of the Lamb.
Yeah.
Oh God, those washed in the blood of the Lamb.
What team are you on?
Yeah, what team you on? Because there's a certain team that he is ensuring victory for. He's causing victory. In order to cause victory, he has to go above the powers that be. He has to influence it in a way that might not even feel right to some other people. That's favor. Favor ain't fair. That's what I hear
It's
people
not
say.
fair.
But it sure is good. Oh my goodness. Grace. We win by grace. That is the unmerited favor.
That's the currency I want.
Yeah. You didn't do nothing to deserve it. It's unmerited.
Yeah.
You didn't earn it. It's not because you're good. It's not because you're right. It's because he is good. It's because he is right, and he says, "I'm going to cause you to win." I don't know who I'm talking to today. I hope you know if it's you. I'm about to cause you to win. I'm about to cause the door to open for you. I'm about to cause the opportunity to fall into your lap. I'm about to cause the outcome of the decision to go in your favor. Thanks be to God who always causes us to triumph. We win by grace. Great is your faithfulness.
Yeah.
Oh God. Thanks be to God who always causes us to triumph, to walk in a victory parade. That's like when we begin breaking down what that verse means, it ends up like there's a victory processional that you will be a part of. There's a celebration of winning that you are the grand marshal of the parade for. Thanks be to God who always causes us to triumph. There's a CeCe Winans song, and I don't know the words at all, but it keeps ringing, and I'm gonna mess up the words. He knows, he cares, he sees, he's there. And I know the title of it is "He's Concerned About You."
He's concerned about you.
Yeah, he knows, he cares, he sees, he's there, and I hope that encourages somebody today. That's probably why you stumbling by here today, because you needed to know that he knows, he cares, he sees, he's there, he's concerned about you, and we win by grace. I mean, that's just good.
Yeah.
That's just good. Dwell in that just for a second. We win by grace, not by our efforts. We make all the efforts we can. We do as much as we know to do, but that's not what causes us to win. That's not what causes us to triumph. We win by the grace of God. His mercies are renewed every morning. His compassions fail not. Great is his faithfulness. We win. Yes.
Yeah.
I see y'all.
Can y'all put the number 55 in there?
Woo!
I want, when you all see the number 5 or a series of 5s, I want you all to realize that God is getting a message to you. And it's about, he's telling you that I have grace for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's favor for you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see that stuff, you got to just thank him. Just anytime we see 5:55 on the clock or something like that, we're like, thank you, God, because
Mm-hmm.
it is a reminder. And actually, that day that I won,
Mm-hmm.
how many times did we see
Oh, I
fives
know.
and 5:55? I'm like, he's showing off.
Yep. Showing off and showing out.
Pay attention. Some of y'all gonna see some fives
Yep. And look for grace. Look
and
for
look
grace.
for it.
Look for God's grace
Yep.
when you see it. I wasn't going to go here. Grace is a thing that we receive many times, so we often look at it as a noun, but it also can be applied as a verb.
Action.
hmm God is about to grace you. And what that means is he begins to give you access. He begins to give you abilities. He begins to give you things that you would not have otherwise. It's that unmerited favor. God is about to grace you. He's about to grace you. Oh my goodness. So when you start seeing that, I want you to start looking for him to grace you. For him to grace you. I see y'all. Uh-huh. For him to grace you.
Yeah.
Look at those 55s.
Oh, I'm glad this message has been encouraging.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, Mom Jones, it's amazing when you watch God work in your life. I mean, I couldn't believe how the yes became the yes,
Mhm.
because it was looking bleak.
It had been a no.
Yeah.
Look how God works. He will begin to turn your no's into yeses.
And even remember I said that there was even a financial piece that was required. How about after the yes came, they even said, and actually that financial portion is going to be covered.
Mm-hmm.
I said, y'all stop playing.
And it's a significant
In the thousands.
number. That's. Did you say
Covered.
covered?
Covered. That's the word they used. It was covered.
My goodness. And
There-
we're covered by.
Grace.
Yay. And that grace initially flowed systemically in our spiritual context and history. When he was on the cross, he was pierced. Oh God, he was pierced in his side, and when the blood flowed, the provision of grace flowed out of him onto humankind, onto humanity, and we are still from the sacrifice, that ultimate sacrifice that he made on the cross. That blood is still for the red and white team. That blood is still flowing, covering us. And as it covers us, it purifies us, the red and white team. It purifies us, my goodness. And we are covered by the blood of Jesus, by the mercies that are renewed every morning, by grace, his grace, which is sufficient for us. By, oh God, this is good. By his compassions that fail not, we are covered. We win because of the price, the action, how he graced us at Calvary is still flowing. It's still flowing. It's still flowing. Yeah.
And he's faithful.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had the nerve to be brassy and brazen with courage
Had
this
the
week.
audacity.
The audacity of hope. You had it, and he met you with grace.
Yeah.
I imagine he looks at, look at them. They got on that whole armor like they gonna have to fight. Look, they prepared. They ready to fight.
And then he's like, I'm going to just let her know she good.
Yeah.
I'm tell her on Wednesday that she's good.
Yeah.
The situation's going to be handled.
Covered. Good gracious. I hope y'all encouraged.
Yeah. This is a testimony too. I just thought about this. That, it's funny because we as people, even though God told me, I got you, I still was stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
I had some peace, more peace than I had. Because like I told you, through this situation, I've been feeling God. But, when we're going through stuff, hey, that was just me, you know. And some people I know might say, well, God, I felt God, or God told me this. And so I was like, okay, I'm not worried about nothing. I don't care that they told me this, because I already know what God said. Well, I'm not there. I wasn't there because, it had been some rough weeks. It had been some rough days. And um, I appreciate that God was patient with me. I've learned so much. Maybe I'll get there to where I can be like some of the other people who are like, well, God said this, so I ain't worried about nothing.
Hmm.
But that should be an encouragement to you guys also, that yeah, we have those things that where we feel those stresses, where we battle anxiety. But like we talked about last week, that doesn't mean we give in to it.
Hmm.
But we also need to let the Lord help us. We need to let the Lord lead us and guide us, and listen and pay attention to the times when He's showing up for you. Don't take it lightly.
Hmm. Hmm. So we didn't even speak to half of y'all today. So
Hi.
hi.
I'm excited and still amazed, and I knew that I needed to come on here today and just,
Testify.
yeah, this was testimony service,
First
but
giving honor to God was ahead of my life.
but I am convinced too that you all need to hear this,
Yeah.
because there will be an experience, or maybe some of you all are going through an experience like this, where this is going to help you through whatever you go through.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So hi, Lysandra. Hi, Heather. Hi, Sherry. Good to see y'all.
Hey, friends.
Hey,
Hey,
friends.
family.
Yep. Hey, those of you who watch on the rebroadcast. Hi, whatever your name is.
We said hi at the end.
Yep. Yeah, like they do on the things Caden watches. Give a shout out to. Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
stuff. That's good stuff. I'm encouraged. I don't got nothing else. Camille had it today. Preach, Camille. Preach.
I'm
Like
just I'm
whatever,
just saying
whatever.
what the Lord did
What he did.
and what I learned.
That's all we do.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a long week, but it ended well.
Yep. And so we brace for the next victory.
Mhm.
Notice how I said that. Not the next struggle. See, and that's what happens. Our outlook. Like, oh boy, something good happened. Let me get ready. Now, brace for the next victory. Now,
Mhm.
there might be some stuff you got to contend with in there, but brace for the victory. Look to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. Look up, and live.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
That's it. Y'all have a phenomenal week. We love you.